So, check this out, people. I'm here at Circle Park in Quezon City, the Philippines. This is my first time here. The park is huge, it's wide, there's plenty of room, plenty of space for cars. Not that many cars drive through here. Our first stop is this dirty ice cream cart. They call it dirty ice cream not because the ice cream is dirty, but because it's homemade. Why they call it dirty ice cream because it's homemade, I'll never know. There's nothing dirty about it. The ice cream is fresh and it's really good. It used to cost 10 pesos for a small cone, but now it costs 30 pesos. Of course, times have changed. Things get expensive with time, and so now it costs 3 times more to buy.
Cheese roll naman. Mango naman. Ako din. Pwede dalawa. Pwede dalawa. Mango and cheese. Sige, mango and cheese. Ay, baka mamaya. Try ko rin yung apple. Ito yung pangalan, Baranan. Before this cost 10 pesos and it's 30 pesos. Ay, ba't naging 30 pesos?
I guess this is why they call it Circle Park. The middle of the park is in the shape of a circle. Most people go jogging here. You'll see people running during the day or the evening. And as always, no matter where you go in the Philippines, there is always food. There is always a place to eat. You will never go hungry. You don't have to stop at a McDonald's before or after unless you want to. Because there's always a place to eat here in the Philippines. They have food stores in parks, on the sidewalks. Everywhere you go, someone is selling something. And so here we are, looking for something to eat. They have a variety of foods, pizza, burgers, hot dogs, and typical Filipino foods and snacks. And as always, it's very inexpensive. Most Filipino dishes will cost you less than $2.
Mommy, what if we...
Here we ordered some curly fried potato. It feels and tastes like potato chips. And I also ordered my favorite deep fried chicken skin, very crispy, and cheese sticks. I also ordered a foot-long hot dog. I ordered one, but what I didn't know is that they come in pairs. You get two for 75 pesos, which is equal to about $1.20 in US American dollars. They come with cheese and nothing else. You don't get a choice of sauerkraut, onions, no mustard, just cheese. While we were eating, I noticed these four boys walking from stall to stall looking for food to buy. I could tell they didn't have enough. They kept jumping from one stall to another stall, trying to buy food, but it seemed like they didn't have enough money. As we began to walk, we ran into the boys. And so I asked my girlfriend to ask them if they needed anything, that I would cover it. And as usual, these children, these kids in the Philippines, these poor kids especially, are very polite. They're very kind and very well behaved and very well mannered. They were shy. They didn't want to accept my offer to pay for their food, but I insisted. Eventually, they agreed. I asked my girlfriend to ask them what they wanted. I told them anything they want, it's okay. I will pay for it. They said they were trying to buy food for their grandmother and they needed 65 pesos to cover. 65 pesos is close to $1. And so they didn't have the dollar to cover what they needed in order to buy the food for their grandmother. And so I offered to pay. And after I paid, I gave the kids the change. When I handed the food and the change to one of the boys, the older boy grabbed the hand of the boy who had the money in his hand that I gave him and extended his hand towards me as if to say, give him his money back. I then said to the boy, it's okay, it's for you. And I gave him a thumbs up. Most of them could barely understand English, or at least my English. And so they smiled. They were very grateful and thanked me 4 times. These children are very polite. They're very well mannered, very well behaved. These children work hard. They work. And so I have no problem helping these children out, especially if it's just to buy food for them. Now, here in Circle Park, they have everything for families. There's a place for children. There's a place for adults. And as usual, Filipinos always bring their children with them. It's rare that you see a Filipino couple without their children. They take them with them to the bars, to the restaurants. They rarely get a babysitter. It's always a family affair. And so everything in the Philippines revolves around family. And as you can see here in Circle Park, they have a huge playscape for children. And as always, the children are always happy to see a camera and are always waving. Kids here are amazing. Though children are the same in most places in the world, Filipino children are very well behaved, at least 9 out of 10, because they're used to being out with their family, they're used to being out, and so they know how to behave while out with their mother and father. Here you see exercise equipment in Circle Park. The equipment is totally free for anyone to use. You don't have to drop a coin. You don't have to do anything extra. Simply walk into the park and the exercise equipment is there for you to use. They have close to 15 Nautilus machines that'll work out any part of your body. Usually you will see the elderly working out on these machines. Here in the Philippines, women and men over 40 tend to be very active. You also see people playing badminton. Badminton seems to be a very popular sport here in the Philippines. The elderly and the young people really like that game. It eventually started to rain, and so we walked into this round shaped building where they have plenty of restaurants. The exits are north, east, south, and west. You can enter through four sides of the building and exit. And on either side of these entrances, you will find restaurants, plenty of places to eat, outdoors and indoors. And so if it starts to rain or if it gets too hot, you have a place to shelter in, to keep cool and to keep dry. It looks like the rain has stopped, so it's time to go for a walk. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, there's always music being played in the Philippines, and everywhere you go, you're going to hear music, whether you like it or not. And most of the time, you will like it. Filipinos are very festive and really love music, especially old school music from the 80s and 70s. And so now I have to switch over to music that is allowed by YouTube, because if I play the song that's playing in the background, most likely my video will be flagged and YouTube will give me a copyright strike. So let's just play some YouTube music for now.